Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at the LionSteel T5 fixed blade knife, and we're going to see if it's good for jungle survival and bushcraft. Of course, we are going to bring it to the field for a field test. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member for exclusive content. Thanks a lot. I am a fan of LionSteel knives. I have two knives personally. One is my current bushcraft belt knife. This belongs to my buddy. He just got it, but he allowed me to open it up and do a review for you guys. So I'll do the first part of the review in the studio, and then we'll bring it out to the jungle for the field test as usual. All right, let's have a look at the knife. So it comes in this cardboard box as with all LionSteel knives. Very simple. And inside we have the leather sheath, and then we have the knife, and then some product literature inside the box. That's about it. So this is the black micarta handle with the satin finish, and it comes with a leather sheath. So very nice, well-made, thick leather sheath. It's got these molly straps where you can put a tack tie if you really wanted to slot it in, but you can really use this leather strap, so just push that out and that can be looped on your belt or on your pack. So I want to do that right now. So it's nice, new and stiff, and I'm sure it should fit snugly. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a snug fit as you expect. Now over time, of course, this will loosen up, or you can put some conditioner and loosen up that sheath. But I believe he is going to make a Kydex sheath, as I have done for the jungle. All right, let's have a look at the knife itself. Really nice knife, very solid feel to it. One of the things I like about LionSteel knives, at least for the fixed blades, the handles are always very ergonomic, very well sculpted. You feel that you have a very good grip, and I personally like micarta handles. You got this nice guard over here. So this is kind of a tactical survival knife. It's definitely got a tactical look. The guard there, I guess, for combat if you need, but we would generally be using this for jungle bushcraft, and I think it would definitely serve its purpose. Let's have a look at some specs first. The blade length is just over 5 inches or 128 millimeters. The handle length is 4.75 inches or 121 millimeters. Now the overall length is 9.92 inches or 252 millimeters. The total weight is 9.67 ounces or 274 grams. So it is not a light knife, but at the same time, I don't find it overly heavy. In fact, I think it's very well balanced. It's just the way I feel it. And it is quite nimble for its size, and even though it's quite thick, the blade thickness is 5 millimeters or 0.2 inches. And you can see there's a swedge over here, so it's kind of a very high saber grind. There is a sharpening troy, really big one, that's nice. And this steel is Niolox stainless steel. So LionSteel does like to use Niolox, and I have experience with this because my M3 uses Niolox, and I would say that in the beginning, I had a hard time sharpening it. It really was tough to really get back to that shaving sharp point. But I think if you use diamond plate for your sharpening system and you're patient and then you strop it after that, you can get it sharp. And that's what I found with my own M3. So actually I started using it, and after I used it and tried to sharpen it, I found it quite difficult. I set it aside for a while, I went back to it, and then I got better. Maybe my sharpening skills got better over time. Maybe I was using better stones. But in any case, I would say if you're just using regular stones and you're new to sharpening, you might have a trouble with Niolox. Edge retention is pretty good. I did find when I went out to the field, it would lose its, that hair popping sharpness or that paper shaving sharpness, and then you would have to try to touch it up. And if you just try to strop it up, you would need to strop it a long time. I found it much better just touch it up with the stones or the diamond plate and then use a strop, and that worked for me. So overall, this knife feels good. You can see the handle actually is over molded on this side over here, but it's exposed over here. Very light jimping. Most LionSteel knives have this very light jimping, but there's this additional, I guess, design element over here where you could put your thumb up. You could not really choke up. That's really not big enough even for a fingertip. You will cut yourself. So you put your hand over here. If you needed to do a bit more, I guess, kind of a chopping work for in a survival situation, you could pull back and chop this way, but I would definitely put a pinky lanyard if I were to do that. Now the handles, as mentioned, very ergo-friendly, very well sculpted. I personally would prefer if this is completely black. I don't really like this black and white look, but I'm sure once you oil it, or you can even dye it, I'm sure, because you can just open this up and take out the scales and make it all black. That's my personal preference. But overall, in the hand, feels, you know, very secure. I like LionSteel knives because they aren't too thick in terms of the handles. So I have small to medium hands, but I feel that I've got a very confident purchase on it. And even if you had larger hands, I'm sure you would have no problem. You can see there's lots of space over here, so if you have larger hands, you just fill that up and it'll still be very comfortable. Now the sheath itself, you know, I've got two other LionSteel knives, but the sheaths are all different. So let me just show you the knife. So here we have the M3, and this is a Cordura nylon sheath, and there's actually a plastic kind of insert inside. So that's it, and this is the knife. Now look at the scales here. Now these are G10 scales, not Micarta, but I prefer that look, right? That's what I mean by just a complete black look. I personally prefer that. So this knife is also Niolox steel, but the blade shape is completely different, belly much wider, it's a bit shorter, and in terms of the handle, slightly slimmer, even though I believe this blade stock is also 5mm or 0.2 inches, but also a very nice knife. My current belt knife uses this leather sheath, and this is the M4, so a much smaller knife, but these have micarta handles, and I really like this dark green canvas style micarta, and then I've oiled it, and just over time it's just got this very rich dark look, which I like. This is not Niolox, this is M390, great edge retention and corrosion resistance, and Niolox too has great properties as well, but different blade shapes, different sizes, 3 LionSteel knives. I will do a comparison video more up close in a subsequent video, but those are the other 2 LionSteel knives, and this is the T5. Overall, I can see this being a very popular knife for those who like a tactical look and are looking for maybe a survival knife, so something that is bigger. Most people would prefer a survival knife to be between 5 to 7 inches. This is 5 inches, maybe on the smaller side. But if you're just doing, let's say, bushcraft and not really thinking about having a huge knife to go out into the jungle or wherever you might be going, this size would be good, especially if you pair it with a larger knife. In our case, we'd always carry a parang, which would be 10 or 12 inches long. So something like a 5-inch knife would suffice. All right, enough talking. Let's head out to the jungle and put it to the test. We're out in the jungle, and it's actually been a few weeks, so the Kydex sheath has been done. Here it is made by Meron Knives out of KL, Malaysia, and he, in my opinion, does the best Kydex sheaths, not just in Malaysia, but possibly in the world, based on everything I've seen. You can see the fit and finish, just so nice. Went with red liners and red washers as well, just for accents. There's a ferro rod holder. This is my light my fire ferro rod holder. We've got a shock cord, so it goes on just like that. Very nicely made, and we of course have the belt clip, and just listen to this, it clicks in, so it's not a friction fit, it clicks in and absolutely no movement, right? He does a phenomenal job, and that's how the finished product looks in the sheath. My buddy is really happy. But in any case, what we're going to do now is to field test this knife. Now honestly, I know the capabilities of the knife. At least I know what it can do in the most basic form. I don't need to overprove it. What I really want to do is just to get a feel of it, how easy and ergonomic it is. So I'm going to work with just a piece of wood which I've used before. As you can see, it's been battened probably about 1/3 of the way. So I'm going to try to do some battening with this. I'll do some finer work, and I'll just see how it feels in the hand, and what the ergos feel like as I'm processing the wood. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to see if I can batten the wood at this kind of halfway point, just to see how it feels to go through the main diameter of the piece of wood. So I'm not able to get very long curls, but you can see the curls are pretty fine. Now it could be the nature of the wood, or maybe this is a bit too thick. I'm going to try with a smaller piece of wood. So I've made a smaller piece of wood, so let's see how that goes. Definitely slightly better, but it's still flaky, and that's really got to do with this piece of wood. But let's carry on and see how it goes. So we still get a bit of flaking. We definitely get dry shavings, but they don't stay on the wood. Now this is like a combination of two things. It is the nature of the wood. Now I think the wood is good. It's just maybe a bit, I won't say it's too dried out, but it's flaky, right? And then a thickness behind the edge. So you really have to find the right angle, get to know it, to get that perfect precision, to get it thin but thick enough to stay on the stick. Well, let's try to do the pull through method and see if there's any difference. So you can see this method, it definitely is thinner. The curls do stay on, I get it finer. So it's really got to do with the edge, or the thickness behind the edge, and also the ability to control and know the knife, right? So this is the first time using the knife. It will take me some time to get to know the knife, to know exactly what angle and what pressure to really use when making feather sticks. But the pull through, you can see you can get it, so there is the ability to get those fine shavings. So here are my final thoughts for this initial field test of the LionSteel T5. Now definitely we talk about comfort and heft and just being comfortable and confident with purchase in the hand, definitely you will have absolutely no problems with this knife. Fit and finish, the quality and the feeling you get with this sculpted micarta handles, which is really one piece. As you can see, it just kind of wraps around with the exposed tang over here. You're gonna feel this, I think, as a joy. If you have medium to large hands, I think you find this as a perfect fit. I have small to medium hands. To me, it's still a good purchase. Would I like something slightly thinner? Personally, for me, yes. But it's not an issue if I were to use this knife for a prolonged period. So if you have medium to large hands, you're absolutely going to love this knife. So in terms of battening, it performed as expected. Won't expect anything less. You do have a good chunk of steel in terms of the blade stock, and it's well built. So I was more interested in the finer work So as shown, we've got two feather sticks over here. Now you can see the one over here on the right, that is finer, longer curls. This one you can see it's thicker, still thin, but it was more difficult to get the thin curls, and that was due to the different methods used. So this was kind of just hammering down and thumbing down, cutting into the wood. Here we're pulling the wood with the knife stabbed into the stump. So there's a slight difference. As with LionSteel knives, or at least the bigger, thicker ones, I've personally found that they're a bit thick behind the edge. Now this is a high saber grind, so but it doesn't mean it's no good in any way. You just need to adjust how much pressure and at what angle you do to do finer work if you're doing something like feather sticks. So but that's just something you get to have with more practice with the knife. And a knife is just like a tool, any tool you'd have, right? You need to use it more, get to use it, and then you get to know its idiosyncrasies, and you know how to adjust, and it basically would perform well for you. So overall, as with all the LionSteel knives I've handled and tested, definitely this is still a great knife. Well, do you have the LionSteel T5? What do you think of it? Did you have a bit more struggle with the finer work in the beginning? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.